Good morning, good morning, good morning. For those who are going to watch this video after it's an upload from live, I'm talking about Uber matching tips on this Tuesday, which is August the 14th, 15th? Hold on. August the 15th is on a Tuesday, 2017. Sorry. So I read the email, and then I went all the way down to the bottom of the email. And if you just look at the email that Uber had sent us via email, it brings great joy to your heart. Tip matching is back. See that? And then it goes into details. And I'm quite sure everyone has the exact same email. Okay. And it's this part right here. Turn it this way, maybe you can see more of it. I don't know. This part right here, it was of great concern for me. Okay. Right here. Does not apply to commute. See that? Does not apply to commute. So I'm trying to give some Uber drivers or Lyft drivers some time to come on, so I won't have to constantly repeat this. So, but I wanted to give like a short intro for those who will come across this live streaming and want to know what's going on. At least you can see that part. This is what we're going to talk about. And because once you're doing live, you don't see the comments after that. And you'll see me talking, but you don't hear anyone, and I'm responding to various comments that is being typed at the bottom of the live streaming. So, because I watch my videos and I'm like, okay, I'm giggling, I'm laughing, and something from Lyft. Okay. Yeah, that's Lyft that just sent me an email. On the side for passenger, they, wow. See that? This is from Lyft. They just sent me an email. They gave me $50 towards a ride, and well, they're going to take $5 off this particular ride, and it tells me the different classes of vehicles that they have, how far they are from me. That's pretty cool. Yeah. The luxury SUV is 9 minutes away. The luxury black car is 9 minutes away. Premier, which is a 4-seater high-end vehicle, 12 minutes away. And then the Plus, which is 6 seats, is 4 minutes away. And then the Lyft, with 4 seats, is 3 minutes away. So all I would have to do is just click that button, says set pickup, and you know, that I'm ready to go, and it's already been attached to my account. So that's pretty awesome. I see it's about 2 people on here. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. I really do. Okay, we're gonna get started soon. If you are an Uber driver, if you can go to your Gmail account or whichever account that you have on your account, your Uber account, and look at the email that Uber just recently sent to us in reference to matching tips. Okay. When I saw it, you know, like I said before, it gave me great joy. I'm like, oh, good morning to these. How are you this morning? Good morning, Larry Hurst. How are you? Good, thanks. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear it. Awesome. I'm drinking my coffee, eating graham crackers. I'm just saying, you know, that's my breakfast. I choose that. Why not, right? Do you guys have your emails up? Or can you put it up? I'm not sure if you can. I was reading it last night, and I was like, oh, wow, that sounds really cool. Of course, it's still, you don't know if people are going to tip or not, but it's nice to have that option out there. I always say that, because leave it up to the passengers to decide if they're going to tip or not. But when I went down to the bottom of the email, this was of great concern to me. It reads, match limited to in-app tips added within 24 hours of trips started after 12 a.m. midnight, meaning 12 a.m. midnight tonight, on Tuesday, August the 15th, and before 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday. I'm fine, good at work, so reception not good, just had to sneak in. Okay, I understand, Larry, thank you. You're like so there, you know. Yes, all is well. All is well, absolutely. Thank you, Larry. So it's letting us know that this is the time frame for these matching tips. And then I'm like, what does this mean? Does not apply to commute. I was scratching my head. I'm like, commute? Okay, so I actually looked it up, because sometimes people say things and you think it means one thing and it totally don't mean that. So I looked it up, and according to Google, commute is one travels from home to work a certain distance on a regular basis. So when I looked that up, I'm like, majority of Uber's customers, they use Uber for work, going to work, from home to work, home to work. So who does this tip matching applies to? Well, it's letting us know it does not apply to commute, which means it applies, the matching tips applies to those who do not use Uber on a regular base, on a regular base from home to work, home to work. So it makes you wonder, 12 a.m. Yeah, that would, yeah. Some restaurants do that. They already add the tips within the total amount. Even some of these restaurants that that deliver food for you, they automatically include it in the actual total, the tips, automatically. Yeah. So this is saying, so after 12 a.m. midnight, you would have to pick up a passenger who does not use Uber regularly from home to work on a regular basis. So it has to be someone who maybe is going out that night, you know, going out other than work and home, work and home. This tipping, matching tips is pertaining to those commuters. So it may work quite well after 12 a.m. midnight. But if your passenger usually use Uber from home to work, back and forth, they're coming home from the bar because they're working, a double tip not going to apply to them, according to this email that I'm reading, in my understanding. This will be for those who use Uber not so much on a regular base to commute back and forth, back and forth. Also, Uber has this type of package deal for business people. If they use Uber on a consistent basis, it's like they have a contract with Uber, and they have also a discount, and Uber will make sure that they have a car available for these individuals during this time frame of their regular commute. But if the individuals who use Uber from 12 a.m. today, which is Tuesday, August the 15th, until 11:59, August the 16th. Hold on, make sure I'm reading this right here. Okay, no. From 12 a.m. August the 15th and before 11:59 on Tuesday, August the 15th. So, that's the 24-hour period. So that means that anybody you pick up Tuesday morning who is going to work, coming from home to work, and they tip you, you're not going to get a double tip, because that they are considered commutes. That is a commuter. That is someone on a regular base use Uber from home to work. If they give you a tip, it will not be doubled. If you're getting someone who is going to the grocery store, who is going to a hospital or doctor's appointment, who is doing anything other than their regular routine, then the matching tips apply to them. But if they commute regularly, double tipping don't apply to them. It doesn't apply to them. Only to those who are non-commuters, which means those who do not use Uber on a regular base from home to work and vice versa. So everyone who has the Google, your email from Uber, look at the bottom of it. Look at the bottom of it, and you will see match limited to in-app added within 24 hours of trips starts after 12 a.m. midnight on Tuesday. So that was, midnight earlier this morning kind of thing, until 11:59 tonight. Any passengers that you transport, they have to be non-commuters. They have to be non-regular Uber home to work users. How do you know if they're oh, my thing coming out. Okay, it came out. I didn't know the battery. I got to plug this back in, guys. My battery adapter came out. how do you know they are non-commuters? Well, you can have that conversation with them when they get in the car. Do you use Uber on a regular basis? Some may say, yeah, I use Uber all the time, for work and coming home. Then this particular person it's not gonna be a double tip if you're taking them to work. Now, if this particular person who use Uber all the time for work and to home, but they're not using it for work and home that day, double tipping should apply to them, because at that time they're not commuting. And then it might not apply to them. It might not. So this is one thing that I'm very displeased with when it comes to Uber, or if it's Lyft, but it's basically Uber that comes in with this grandiose highlight and hoo-hoo, and have a nerve to put tip tip hooray. How Uber's gonna know that? Well, you have an account. I have an account with Uber as a passenger. I have an account with Lyft. And some business folks have already communicated with Uber and have set up a plan. They got their discount. This is what they will be charged during this time frame, because they are locked in with Uber. So that's in business, that's guaranteed money, because they will use Uber X amount of time a week, guaranteed, and they get discounts from it as well. So Uber knows who have a regular account with them, that use Uber as a commute. Like, this is their main source of transportation from work to home and vice versa. This is how they get from work to home. Uber has offered people who use Uber on a regular basis, on a regular basis, and this can be for any race of person. If they have this agreement with Uber that, I use Uber 5 times a week, can you guarantee me transportation 5 times a week? And then there's a discount there. They're not going to pay the full price. Why? Because they're giving Uber a consistent income, guaranteed at that. And you can also schedule a ride in advance with Uber and Lyft, so that there will be a guarantee that there will be a car available for pickup, guaranteed. And I believe these particular drivers are those who work full-time and overtime, and that they are given notice to have a car at such and such a place at such and such a time to pick up such and such a person. It's a business. It's an act, but it's a business. And business are in business to make money. So therefore, whenever you receive an email, or whenever you hear hype about anything, not just Uber talking about tips and what they're going to do in 180 days, or Lyft, that they're talking about discounts here and there, or they're going to do this power time for the drivers in reference to Lyft, always look at the fine print, because the details are in the fine print. Because a lot of times, if you just take a back, just look back over all the different things that you may have been attracted to, it was how it was presented to you. But once you got into it, then you begin to see the real deal. And then you begin to go back and look at a contract and say, oh, it's right here, down here, where the writing, the print is like, you need a magnifying glass to see it. But the details is in the fine print. So it's like, after everyone is out there and they getting this person, getting that person, they're just thinking in their mind, how we do. We're in this to make some money for whatever. A project, bills, it's a job that we do. A child's bank account to build their bank account, or saving up for a prom, or you need some repairs done on your vehicle. We're not doing it just because. We're doing it because it's an income. So every ride we get, some of us begin to calculate the possibilities of what we're going to get. And if we don't read the fine print that's down here below, and it's on everybody's email. The fine print right there does not apply to commute. Everything I'm saying, you can look it up yourself. Everything I'm saying, you can look it up yourself. It's nothing that I'm like pretending to do or anything, or trying to cut and paste anything. I have no need to do that. I'm not that type of person. I'm not that type of person. Never was, and I'm not trying to be that now. See? We're matching tips to this Tuesday. So in our minds as drivers, oh, every ride I give on Tuesday, it's going to be a double tip. What? It's going to be a double tip. No, it's not. It doesn't apply to commute. It doesn't. So, why am I saying this? One, for those who may be calculating the money and the tips, once they see the tips and say, oh, Uber going to match this. No. Thank you, Tadis. That's it right there. That's it. Yep. That is it. And the bottom is that last sentence does not apply to commute. Go to Google, put in commute meaning or meaning of commute. It'll tell you. It'll tell you. Word for word. Travel distance from home to work on a regular basis. That this is what you do every day. The matching tip don't apply. For one, because Uber does have a certain deal with business clients. So they already paying what they're paying. Okay? So it's no need for Uber to match their tip. Uber can save money in reference to them. A business is not in business to just give out money like anything. They're not. They have some incentives, but even the incentives are considered limited, and they have boundaries. And the boundaries for Uber to match tips, believe me, it's not for every ride. Can you imagine the amount of money that they will lose in a day? No. I mean, can you imagine? Like, really? Let's say all these Uber drivers are out and they getting over 100 rides and everyone is tipping $5. And Uber gonna match that? No, they're not. No, they're not. So that's, for me, that's the catch that some of us may not notice. And we can't try to sue Uber, because you look at your balance and say, wait a minute, this rider tipped me $5. I should have an extra $5 here, or extra 10 or extra 20 that Uber's supposed to have matched. Well, then Uber gonna let you know that the passenger that tipped you there you go. There you go. That's it. Thank you to these. I really appreciate that, because I couldn't, I couldn't do it to, put it on the screen, all that kind of stuff. I appreciate. Thank you so much. And see, people only going to see that during the live. If you can put that, once I upload this, if you're not busy, you can put that in the comments once it's uploaded, and then people can actually see it word for word, if you don't mind. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, so I'm saying, am I saying don't go out there and get match tips? No, I'm not saying that. That's stupid. I mean, come on. Every last one of us use Uber and come for whatever we use it for. But we're not doing this just because we're not. So what I want us to do is to go out there, make the money, but be aware of what this Tip Tuesday, Matching Tip Tuesday is really all about. So that in the end, when we get paid on tomorrow, okay, because it's on a Tuesday, so you're thinking in your mind, man, oh my God. I mean, you're calculating. Even before this Matching Tuesday come up, you're already calculating your money. Some of us wait until 12:01 or 2 o'clock before we see the money. Then sometimes it don't come until like 6 in the morning. You know, we already spent our money before we got it. So what I'm saying is, just be aware how the Matching Tip Tuesday really works. It's a great idea. Absolutely a wonderful idea. However, the way it is applied to you as Uber drivers, as me as an Uber driver, is not for every ride we get. It's not. It's only going to apply to non-commute passengers. Passengers who do not use Uber from home to work on a regular basis. It's not going to apply to them. So you as the Uber driver, again, we are in the dark. We don't know if that passenger is a commuter or not, a regular user of Uber. We won't know unless we communicate, and then some may not even say if they are or not. You know, it's a lot of, and I understand in the beginning, people said that with Uber, you could tell where a person was going, and what was that? I'm trying to think. I think I heard someone say in the beginning with Uber, you can tell where you were going, but people start looking, and those who know Baltimore or know their city, they know particular areas, you know, so on and so forth, they would actually cancel the ride. Because it's like, I'm not trying to go in that area. However, now, we don't know where we're going to go. We really don't know. Those who are coming on now, look back in the feed and look at what Tadis put on the screen there. And that information about the time frame for matching tips, that was actually copied from the Uber email that we all received. If you can pull up your email account, and you can read at the bottom in the gray part of that email, and it tells you in detail that the Matching Tip Tuesday does not apply to commute. And then we looked up the word commute, and he also has the definition in the feed. I'm hoping that he could add it to the comment after this video is uploaded, if he's not busy, so that those who come across the video, they can actually see it and also look it up themselves. What I'm saying, thank you, Tadis, I really appreciate you. What I'm saying is nothing made up. I'm not against Uber, not at all. I'm an Uber driver and an Uber passenger as well. Same with Lyft. I believe that all drivers should have an account with Uber, also with Lyft, to know what goes on each side, because they're going to send you information as a passenger as well as a driver. So you are able to know what things that they might be doing for passengers, and some things then you'll know what they're doing for you as a driver. So it keeps you in the loop. You don't have to necessarily use it, you know, only if you want to, but at least you'll be in their database as a passenger, and you will be able to receive. You don't even have to put your credit card information down. Thank you so much, Larry. I appreciate you. I couldn't hardly sleep last night when I read it, and I went all the way down to the bottom, and I was like, wait a minute, what are they trying to say? Because it was, to me, it was like, whoa, because I was thinking, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I should get on up there and be out there early in the morning, earlier than usual, and, you know, make some matching tips here, you know. But then I look further, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, wait. There are boundaries there. It's not for every single rider you pick up. It's not. It's down in the bottom there. So I say to you, from now on, whenever you get any kind of email, go down to the bottom of that email. All the writing that is readable, you can glance over it. I'm not saying don't read that, but you can glance over it. But go down to the bottom of that email and read the small print, because the details is in the small print. And this will back Uber up. No one can say anything and say no one can say Uber scammed them out of their tips. No one can say Uber, you know, took their money. They can't say that, because what Uber's going to do to us, if we say anything like that, they're going to give us a large print. They're going to give us a large print of the bottom of that email that was sent to you from Uber. I'm just saying. Loopholes. Why is it saying the battery? Hold on. What did I do wrong? Hold on. Yeah, loopholes. So I'm just saying, read your information. And if you don't understand something, ask somebody, you know, say, I'm trying to make sure I'm understanding this right. Now, is Uber saying this, that I'm going to get a tip for every rider that I pick up during this time frame? No, that's not what they're saying. They're not what they're saying. Uber is a business. Uber is in this to make money. Uber is in this for stability. Uber is in this to wipe out a lot of the taxi drivers, because they want to be the top dog in terms of transportation. They want to fade the yellow and put in the gray and black. You know how it's like when you're on television, they say fade to black. Uber wants to fade to black and silver. You know, you will have your public transportation and you have your private transportation. That's the way that goes. And they want to actually wipe out the taxi drivers and the taxis. You know how if you go to Amtrak on Pennsylvania Avenue, the train station, you see a sea of yellow. On one side, parked, you see the drivers. I don't have anything against them. You see drivers on the outside, they posted and they just leaning and waiting for a ride. No one guaranteed. They posted up there, they guarantee to get a decent ride. They know that. They are the head ponchos. And then on the other side, where it's the drop-off lane, you see Uber and Lyft coming through there. Coming through. And then some are parked on the little curve, waiting for a request. Because now, in this day and time, we have, as passengers, we have more options now. We can do a taxi if we want. We can do an Uber. We can do a Lyft. You know, we can do a bus. We can do a subway. We can do a light rail. It's so many different avenues that we can use to get around. And for a mighty, mighty long time, it's been the yellow cab. I remember years ago, I was working at night, 11 to 7 shift, and my mom's car wouldn't start. Something had happened. We didn't have our regular transportation. So we called Jimmy's Cab. And those who are familiar with Jimmy's Cab, they're in the county, Baltimore County, like Towson area, so on and so forth. And we worked out in that area. So we called him. Well, someone answered, and they said that they didn't come in our area. And then one said it's gonna cost us a lot of money if he was to come. to do that. And it seems like he was trying to make the price so high that it would be an issue for us to get him, but it wasn't an issue. So we did get a ride, and it was something that they don't normally do. And so, but now I see Jimmy Cabs in the city. They're scarce, but I see them in the city. You know, because they were told they couldn't pick up in the city, you know. But that particular night, it happened. And I think they begin to see the opportunity of making even more money, and that all areas in the city isn't bad, you know. But I see Jimmy Cabs around as well. But majority of the taxis that are out there are the yellow cabs, you know, the yellow ones, but they have all other kinds, but basically the yellow taxis, you know. And so, and they have, what's the green and white? Is that Arrow? Green and white, and then there's like a beige color, black and red. They have there's 3 of them that I'm aware of that I can think of right now. But Uber is a business. So just like they're protecting themselves, we as drivers have to protect ourselves. We have to protect the amount of money that's coming in and how it's coming in. And we don't have time for anyone to play with our money. We don't have time to receive emails saying it's going to be this and that, but in reality, it's not absolutely that. It only applies to a certain group of people who will use Uber during that time frame. A business is not going to put money out and they're not looking for something in return. I'm thinking if they were to, if we were to be available for those who are non-commuters, meaning those who don't use Uber on a regular basis, and we start picking people up for other things other than from home to work, work to home, that opens up a new market for Uber. Meaning now Uber can maybe be dependable to take people to the doctors, to take people grocery shopping, to pick people up from grocery stores. Whereas now we see taxi drivers parked at the grocery stores. We see hackers, you know, people who hack at the grocery stores. Uber is one different market, want to add to the market that they already service. And Uber wants to continue to get new drivers so that it will be like when you look at the trends, when they look at the trends, you know, that what the computer is recording. On this particular day, we had 10,000 drivers out there from 6 in the morning till 12. And that's been going on for almost a year. You know how you look at trends, how it repeats itself. Because you got to see a certain repetition before you can rely on a higher possibility that we can take care of this influx of passengers. Okay, so when you're looking at the trends, you can look at the bar graph or the line graph. You begin to see trends. You know, okay, we have less drivers at this time a day, but we have passengers who are in need, and then that's when that surge come into play. Okay, so a lot of time I'm looking at the line graph like this. Okay, this can be for the passengers, this can be for the market or for Uber. And if they can do this on an incline, see the space in between, it's balanced. If you put a line from here to here, it's considered balanced from all the way down to the bottom, all the way up. That's something that you can see that is consistent, something that's dependable, because we're handling the requests. There's enough requests, there's enough drivers. But sometimes you might see this. This is the low end, this is the high end. Okay, no, this is the high end, yeah, this is the low end, and it's on the opposite. There's a problem, because what that says is, okay, we have a lot of drivers, but we don't have a lot of requests. You see what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? And that comes to my mind when I see different things that Uber does, and knowing that it is a business, and a business is not in business not to make money. No, we don't. They got rid of that when we were, when I say we, not me in particular, but I'm an Uber driver, so I have to say we. When we was complaining about the detail, how the detail was laid out in the beginning, when we would get paid, it is tell you how much Uber's making, how much Uber got, and how much you got, and so on and so forth. Now we don't have that. All it is this is what you got. What you got, Uber? None of your business. And then for me to have met a passenger who said that she was charged on the higher end with another Uber driver, but they took the shortest distance instead of the longest distance. And how does she know it was the shortest distance? She gave them turn by turn, and they actually got to their destination sooner. But she was charged for the longer distance. And I told her to email Uber to, talk to them, see, like, why, like, what is it that I'm missing here? And for me, I believe if I take a short, you can estimate that I'm going to spend $10, but my Uber driver and we came together, and he or she listened to me, and I gave them a turn by turn because I know where I'm going. I do this every single day, so I know my neighborhood. So then the driver, listens and do a turn by turn. She gets to work earlier and a shorter distance. However, when she looked into her account, Uber has taken out on the higher end. Saturday, my rider paid $34. Oh my God. See, $34. Passenger paid $34. The driver only got $13. Okay. Yeah. Somebody got like what, $21. And then you think, why? Yeah, it is crazy. And you wonder why. It's an interesting situation. I just don't like when it's not totally, and I don't think they're gonna really be totally clear in detail. Because think about it, if they would have put that fine print at the beginning and made it large, a lot of people would have pumped brakes or stopped right there and say, wait a minute, what are they saying? But subconsciously, we saw what? Match Tip Tuesday? We saw double cha-ching, cha-ching. We begin to think, when I hear the ping, it means double cha-ching. That's what we saw. That's what we heard. But it's not until you read at the bottom of the email, that was given to every Uber driver. So in Uber's defense, we have emailed every Uber driver the same email that we are showing you right now. And it says at the bottom of the email, it does not apply to commute. Some people say, why are you laughing about that? That's not fair. Well, I tell you what. Yeah. I tell you what, I'm not going to have a heart attack or high blood pressure. Are you serious? What? Why? Because when I do Uber, I'm going to do it with an understanding and knowing my outcome, and knowing as much as I can find out what Uber intention is. Okay? You know, a lot of businesses have grown off the backs of a lot of hard-working people. Hard-working people. I mean, really hard-working people that has a set goal in their mind, a set need in their mind. And they're not looking or even focusing on really what that business is doing to them or for them, because they are engulfed with, I gotta pay my rent, I gotta pay my mortgage, you know, I gotta take care of daycare, I have a car payment, I have to put gas in my car, I have car insurance. You know, we have a responsibility, and we're pushing and pushing and pushing ourselves to meet that obligation because we are responsible adults. And on the other hand, we're working for a business that, in a sense, telling us something, but putting their hands over their mouth and still saying it, but it's mumbled. It's mumbled. And just like with different advertisement on television, they have 50% off on this car and that car. You can get $1,000 down, $2,000 down for a trade-in, and so on and so forth. What's most important of that advertisement commercial is at the bottom. That fine, small, tiny white writing that's on there for almost a split second. That is what really is being advertised. And by law, it's okay that you can't see it. But it is there. It is there. Everybody can't pause their television and make it. I don't even know if anybody can do that. Hey, Adrian, how are you this morning? You're new here. I don't remember seeing your name before. Adrian Go Bus. I believe I saw that correctly. Oh, well, okay, Mark. Okay. Undercover. Good morning, Mark. How are you? Oh, Adrian. Look, I'm confused. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. And based upon the topic, I don't know if you looked at the bottom of your email that Uber sent us in reference to Matching Tuesday tips. Okay, real name is Adrian. Okay. All right, my real name is Michelle. I'm quite sure you guys figured that out because Shell, you know, I don't know. But yeah, my real name is Michelle. But I don't know if you were able to read the bottom of your email. If you look back in the feed here on the live streaming, Tadis actually added what is at the bottom of the email that Uber sent us so that you can see it, and also the definition of commute, which explain when Uber says does not apply to commute, what that means. And it's letting us know that every single ride we give on today is not going to be, if that passenger tip is not going to be a match tip from Uber. It's only going to be from a selective group of people. They're going to be non-commuters. So the reason why I'm doing this video is so that we as drivers are aware. Yeah, so we as drivers are aware of this tipping thing and how it really works, so that we don't find ourselves out there like chasing this with the high hopes of this is going to be a match, or doing 100 rides and trying to do statistics. Okay, if I get 100 rides, out of 100 rides, at least 10 people or maybe 50 people would tip. And if they tip $2, you know, if they tip $5, you know, we begin to add things up. We begin to add things up because our end result is to get paid, and payday is tomorrow. So they set this at a perfect time, at a time where a lot of drivers emotion is high, excited, because we're getting paid tomorrow. So if I can get extra money and tips, I can do this, I can do that, you know. We plan with our money. We plan to spend it on something, you know. So I'm just saying, just when you're working, know why you're working and what you really going to get out of it. So when you're working, you know the deal for sure. Not working with a false understanding of why you're working and what you're going to get out of it. So basically that's what I'm saying. It was just to bring awareness. And from now on, to always read the bottom of anything that you get. Read the bottom. It's something in the bottom of that contract, that paper, that email, that is really the most important thing you need to know. The most important things you need to know. Because even if you look at how it's presented, let's see, tip, tip, hooray. You see? With the peace sign. And look at the color. It attracts your attention. Everything else is on the white, on the backing is white. You see? White, green, white. Color plays a very important part when it comes to advertisement. And to the point, it plays on your visual, and it pops out what they want you to really see. I don't know why it's saying my battery, I got it plugged in. Hopefully my battery won't be running dead soon, guys. If it does, I would have to conclude the live stream, because I have it plugged up and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I turned on the surge thing, so we'll see. Maybe it's not charging fast enough as it's burning, utilizing the battery. That's the only thing I can think of, because I had juice in it, and I had enough on here. But yeah, guys, so do your thing, do what you have to do, but just know your end result. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. Let's see here. That is all I'm saying, is to look at what you're... That's one of my subscribers, and I subscribe to her channel. She does very good with her makeup. She's a very very classy woman. Yeah. So I see someone else just came on. If you don't mind, go back in the feed and you'll see Tadis, what he put up for us, which is from the Uber email that was sent to us in reference to Matching Tips Tuesdays. And it's to let us know about what's really going on and how you really will be tipped, and how and what Uber will match. It's not for every single ride. It's not for every single ride. It's not. Based upon the email. Okay, let's see here. Make sure I do this right, Mark. Here's my finger, Larry. I know, right? Let's see if I can do this the right way. You know how I do taxi full-time and Uber Lyft once in a while. So I had a rider I picked up last night, and the taxi, he said he was going to order Uber, but his app wasn't working, and I had another person said the same thing last week. Really? I wonder why the app wasn't working though. So, you're a taxi driver, Adrian? A female, right? I gotta ask because some people, really. Oh, so okay, Adrian. Is it Adrian? So I'm getting close in the screen now. Like, what? Like, make sure I'm saying the right name. Is it Adrian? Or, oh, okay. Yeah, some females call, have that, Adrian as well. So that's why I was asking. Okay. And see, of course, it should make sense because mock. But, I mean, in this day and time, it's not straightforward. I could be talking to someone from Spain and their name is Michelle and it's a male. So, you know what I mean? So I like to ask, so I'll make sure that I'm addressing individuals the right way. Yes, I don't know. I wonder what happened to their app. I wonder if they have to update it because you have to update your Uber app quite frequently. So I wonder if that was the issue for them. Because I had to update mine after I hadn't worked with Uber for a while because I had to get my window replaced. I had to get my check engine light sign came on. I had to get new tires, brakes, things of that nature, my inspection. So I hadn't really been on the road. However, once I got all those things completed, I had the app turned back on and I had to send them the documentations of the Maryland inspection. So, and I had to update the app, and I also had to sign again about the service animals contract. I had to do that again because we did it before, but I had to do it again. So I wonder if they need to update their app. But a lot of people deleted their Uber app as well. There's definitely a decline. And I don't know if you noticed that Uber app now is mimicking Lyft app in a lot of ways. Not completely, but in a lot of ways. And I don't know, is it because some of us are Uber drivers and Lyft drivers? Someone is sharing the information of how they do what they do. And yeah. So it's like, but that's how some businesses do. Some, they do that. They do that. Just like with some people here on YouTube, they'll take your video and put it on their channel. I don't like things like that. Especially if it's a video that brought in a lot of viewers, they will copy that link and add it to their playlist and, do all kinds of craziness. And try and put that on their channel. And it's crazy. It's like some people, they just don't care. If they see something that they want, they're going to take it. They really don't care. They'll suffer the consequences if it happens to them. It doesn't necessarily, nothing has to happen to them. But just be aware, read, look at the bottom of those emails. Uber is not a stupid business. They know. They have some top lawyers. They have top advertisers. They have people who know how to put things out there and add what's really going on in the bottom, and we never see it. A lot of times when we're reading stuff, it's like the first couple paragraphs, and if that seems okay, we're like, okay, that's cool. We're going to go with that. But the third paragraph, the fourth, fifth, and the sixth paragraph, and then the small writing, that's really what the deal is. All those other paragraphs was just an introduction, just to reel you in, but the real stuff is all beneath that. I've been through things like that regularly, apart from Uber, and I try my best to have learned from it. And sometimes people will talk to you to try to distract you from reading what you really need to read, or to hear what you really need to hear. because they know if you see it, if you read it, they might lose your business. Or if you hear it, they might lose your business. You know, so it's just one of those things. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. And it's pouring down now, and I'm just pulling up this here. Is there a surge on the Uber at this time with the rain? Because I remember before, like when it would rain, based upon if it's a demand, they will have a surge, because you know the demand is higher than the amount of cars that are out there. I see quite a few cars around where I am for Uber. See, this is what they're saying on the passenger side for the tipping. Matching Tip Tuesday. Today's trips. We're saying thanks to celebrate the national launch of tipping. And to thank our drivers, we're matching every tip on every ride in the U.S. today. That's on the passenger side. Tip your driver within 24 hours of your ride for your tip to be matched by Uber. Zero service fee applied. So this is what they're giving to the passengers. You see that? Now you see how it's worded for you and for me as drivers versus for the customers. And then it has at the bottom, learn more. Let's see what we can really learn. Then it says here, I don't know if you can see that. In-app tips on Uber. Introducing an easy way to say thanks. Now you can add a tip for your driver or delivery partner right from the app. Tipping is up to you. You can add a tip when you rate your trip. Easy and convenient. To ensure a smooth, uninterrupted ride, you can tip drivers after your trip at a time when it's convenient for you. Now, I shared, I think it was yesterday, I was talking about how the tip part or the rating part doesn't come up all the way, always right after a ride or right after a delivery. So in hindsight, I think like, okay, so how do I know if I got a tip out there as the driver or as the one who did the, Uber Eats? How do I know that this person has tipped me? Because I don't see it on here. Because they may take a while, like it says, at your convenience. So it's like if they do it next week, you know what I mean? It's so open to the point. If they did tip you, would Uber actually add it? I'm just saying, just putting it out there as a question. How do you know that this? How do you know? We know as the drivers, as Uber Eats drivers. How do we know that not Kimberly, but that Kim tipped me, but she tipped me 3 days ago? I done forgot about, my food deliveries when I don't calculate it all. I don't, I'm not writing it down. The door is so closed, but yet it's so open. And then it goes on to say, zero service fees. Uber does not charge additional service fees on tips. They have service fees, but no additional ones. Okay, it's saying 0 service fees. See the colon? Uber does not charge additional service fees on tips. Privacy. Tipping is associated with your trip, not your name. So how do you know if Kim tipped? You won't know because the tip is associated with the name. Hey, I'm back. It was my battery. Let's see what I missed. Here I go with the finger. Okay. The last comment was from Adrian at 10:46 a.m. I know you guys probably said, where did she go? Well, I did have my adapter plugged into my phone to charge. However, I did not have the outlet making that connection in order to give the juice to the cell battery. Who knew? I'm just saying, who actually knew? You guys want some graham crackers? There you go. Let me just see if you guys are able to come back on, because I know how I end. It was kind of like, what? And in order for this tipping also to happen, it says here that you have to update your Uber app. The passengers have to update the Uber app. But do you see how we get one email that says one thing, and then you see another email that says another, and then it says here, what is Uber's tipping policy? Now they have that here for the passengers. You are free to tip, and drivers, you are free to tip, and drivers are free to accept tips at any time. In-app tipping is available in some U.S. cities. In some U.S. cities, for drivers who choose to accept in-app tips. Okay, that's the policy. All of this is under frequently asked questions, so it's nothing that I'm making up or anything like that. And it tells you when can you tip the driver. You can tip your driver once your trip is complete. Tips are neither expected nor required. After a trip has ended, you have 30 days to add a tip in the app on riders.uber.com and from your email trip receipt. 30 days. Oof. 30 days. Ready to go. When can I tip my driver? There you go. 30 days. It just makes me wonder how, 30 days. It's like, for one, honestly, a passenger might just forget. I mean, we're not just doing one thing in life. All right, guys, I'm going to close it because my phone needs to really charge completely. But I want to say, don't let your last ride be a bad ride. And don't let your last delivery be a bad delivery. And when you hear the ching, where you hear the ping, when you hear the ping, it means cha-ching. All right, guys, you take care and be safe out there. I appreciate every last one of you, and thank you for you know, coming to listen and to see what I'm saying and understand it. So we're in this together, guys. Wherever you are, if you're an Uber driver or Lyft driver, we're in it together because situations apply to us. Yeah, I'm still charging my phone, so I was giving this a close so that I can do a full charge, and I have to do some things on another channel as well. So everyone have a great day, and if you have any comments, of course, you put them down below once this is uploaded. And yeah, all right guys, take care and be safe out there.